So we got a series that ended in 6 games, and we got a seventh game set for Sunday. Just what I said would happen, except for it's not how I said it would happen, because I said whoever won the Eastern Conference game in Game 5 would win it in 6. And when I saw how Detroit won it, I mean how Detroit lost it, because I definitely feel they lost it. I definitely damn that nigga Wimby man Gobert look short. Um, I definitely thought that they was gonna lose. Hey, real quick, Ant is at the podium. Look at what I was talking about the other night. I guarantee you he gonna be up here smiling, making jokes.
First match was 8 minutes ago in the game. Like, what was kind of the thought process to do it in the middle of the game there, kind of waiting for the end?
I mean, at that point, you know you ain't going back in, so you're just trying to get them the respect they deserve.
Absolutely. Yeah, we definitely gonna speak on that because I respect that.
How they
He actually looked like he might not be up here
what you guys
joking,
have to do going forward here to catch
which
up
is surprising to
in the
me.
Western Conference
To catch up,
and to contend again.
uh, I don't know, man.
You can still kind of hear it in his voice that nonchalantness, but
It's last year in the West
he ain't trying to hide it as much. You know, the other night I said how he be trying to hide that he care.
A lot of that look in this series as well. What do you guys have to do?
I mean, that's just his personality, though.
Make it where you guys can be like that on the defensive end.
We just gotta listen to the coaches. Yeah, we got a hard time of like processing stuff and going out there.
But we definitely gonna get back
Try to do stuff on our
and
own.
here in a second.
That's our problem.
But we're gonna talk about the East first. Jalen Duren, come to the front of the congregation, please, my boy. Shout out to Jalen Duren because, like I said, I'm a fan, bro. I like little homie, man. And I believe he can be great, and I want him to be great. I had him on my third team All NBA this year. He has been fucking terrible in these playoffs. Not just this series, in these playoffs. Tonight, Jalen Duren finished with, let me see the stats, man. I believe he finished with 15 and 11. 15 ties. Hold on, I want to hear what they're talking about right now. Because they're talking about at the end of the game. You know what? It don't matter. I don't want to hear it because I don't want it to sway what I was going to say. I'll rewind it. I'll listen to it later. Because I already know what I'm going to say about what Ant did. But Duren had 15 and 11. In these entire playoffs, 15 ties his high. 11 is his third most. He had 12 in game 1. I want to say against Orlando. No. He had 12 in game 1 of this series. But in that game, he was like 4 of 11 from the field, and I think he only had like 8 points. Game 1 of last series was his best shooting night. Tonight was 70%. That night was 75. But in that game, he was only 3 or 4 from the field. Right? So, I'm definitely 100%. This was Duren's second best game. This was his second best game of the playoffs. He had 15 and 15 in the game 7 closeout against Orlando. 15 and 15. Good job. Good job. It's a game 7. Do your thing, bro. Help your team get to where they're supposed to be. We got a Final Four that we've been waiting on. Detroit. Well, we got 3 of the 4 that we've been waiting on. Detroit, y'all the only ones that's left. Don't let the world down. Cade was not good tonight. He had 21 points and 8 assists, which ain't bad. But he shot 37% from the field and he had 8 turnovers. Turnovers has just been a thing that I think, especially in this series, actually he had 7. In this series that it's like, I mean, you just kind of growing to accept. And with me, with Cade's turnovers, I don't trip all the way. It's not about the total number of turnovers he has, but it's about when he has them. In this series, and I think in the last series too, I've seen Cade have some terrible, terrible late game turnovers. That's what you can't have. You cannot have those late game turnovers that cost you the game. I'm not tripping on the early turnovers because Cade got to do entirely too much. When I saw Duncan Robinson was back, I felt like Detroit had a chance at proving me wrong. And Duncan was big. I think he hit 4 threes, 14 points. Yeah, 4 or 7 from the three. Paul Reed has been big in this series. I don't got his series numbers. I probably could pull them up, but I don't feel like it. But Reed had 17 and 6 tonight, man. 17 and 6. 3 of them 6 was offensive rebounds. Paul Reed, he's been huge, man. He's been huge. Azor was good before he got fouled out. Jenkins, you know, I liked how Jenkins took accountability, not only for himself but for the team in that loss the other night. You know what I'm saying? He was like, we can't lose that lead. So, you know what I'm saying? That sounds like a leader from a young role player at that. So shout out to him. For Cleveland, it was really just a terrible game for Spider. Remember what I told y'all? Spider got, since he came into the league, since 2018, nobody has more 30-point playoff games than Spider. And he got a lot of 40s and a couple 50s, you know, and all that, right? But what he also does is he has a lot of games where he don't shoot 33% or better than 33%. The other night, Game 5, he was 4 of 15, I think, going into the overtime. So he was below 33%. Then in overtime, he went 3 for 3, closed the game. Tonight, 6 of 20. I don't really got to do the math. You should be able to do that yourself. Break it down. 6 of 20 is equal to 3 of 10. 3 of 10 is 30%. Donovan Mitchell was minus 25, and he shot 30% from the field. 18 points in 37 minutes. Is Harden the one who had 8 turnovers? Somebody had 8 turnovers tonight. Yes, Harden had 8 turnovers tonight. And those were huge. And I'm going to tell you why here in a second. But Harden didn't play bad. The worst thing Harden did, other than turn the ball over, that definitely was costly. But my thing is why I say it wasn't that bad is because they lost by 20, right? His 8 turnovers didn't cause them to lose. It really didn't. The biggest thing Harden should have did, he had 23.7 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals, the 8 turnovers. He only took 13 shots. He probably should have been a little bit more aggressive. But, I mean, can't be mad at him because Mobley wasn't bad. He had 18 and 6. I mean, that's not good enough for me, but that's him. 2 steals, 2 blocks. You know, that's a solid game. He was minus 24. Jared Allen, 13 and 8. He was only minus 5. Strauss didn't hit but 2 threes, 2 out of 7. But Murrow was 2 out of 5, so that kind of balances out between the two of them. It's just, you know, that was it. You know what I'm saying? Their star guys didn't play bad except for Spider, their leader. He played very bad, and ultimately that, you know, I'm not even going to say that cost him because, well, yeah, definitely Spider. Spider's game definitely cost him. I'm talking about James's turnovers sucked, but they weren't as costly. And the reason why, it ain't going to show, yes it is. The reason why he had 8 turnovers, Detroit had 30 points off of turnovers. But Cleveland, they had 17. So even that, it's only a plus 13. So even with, this nigga Dirk stupid. So even if those points off turnovers are even, Cleveland still lose a game by double digits. You want to know where Cleveland lost this game? Cleveland shot 39% from the field. Detroit shot 52.5%. It's that simple. Detroit made shots, Cleveland didn't. Detroit hit 16 threes in this game. 16 threes. Cleveland hit 12, but they both took the same amount. Detroit was 16 to 36, that's 44 and a half. Cleveland 12 to 35, that's 34 and a half. Cleveland had more free throws. The turnovers were basically even. James had 8, but the team only had 20. Detroit had 17. Remember, James had 8, but remember, Cade had 7. So that's why I say James's turnovers weren't costly. They got their ass whooped. It was costly if there was a close game. They got their ass whooped. Rebounds, basically even, 43-40. Cleveland lost this game because they couldn't make shots, and Detroit did. It's that simple. It ain't nothing deep to look at. So game 7, Sunday, 7 p.m. here in Waco, Texas. Know what I'm talking about? I'm hoping it's Detroit, man. I won't ask my son because I know what he gonna say. However, what I do want to hear from him, and I hope y'all can hear him. I don't really know because I got my headphones in, so I don't really know. Hopefully y'all can hear him. So what I do want to hear from him, he just got done working out, so he look how he look. Like I said, this is a Laker family, but he strays. He wants to like the Pistons or whatever. The team. Never mind. Anyway, I know you picked Detroit. I know you're going to pick Detroit. You're not gonna not pick Detroit, even though, we'll see when it comes to them against New York. And if they are able to get past New York, I mean, you know what'll be really funny for me? And I guess you kind of just seen it with, the Lakers just getting swept. But I think, everybody knew, we was going to lose. So it is what it is. But what's going to be funny to me is, first off, he's 17. So, of course, y'all know he really don't even be watching these games. He be on his phone. But he's present. He's there, right? I want to see how much he actually watches and pays attention if the finals end up being Detroit and OKC. I don't have the list. I could look it up because it's in his phone. He sent it to a text to me. But Cade and SGA, two of his favorite players. Like I said, Detroit is his, I guess, second team, East team, whatever you want to call them. But I know he loves Shea as well. I don't recall, but he might even have Shea above Cade on his favorite list.
Shea's my favorite. Giannis and Cade.
So that's what I would love to see Detroit versus OKC just to see, what he do. Take your hair out your face, Negro. So game 7 in Detroit, Sunday night, 7 p.m. I'm not asking your prediction. I know your prediction is Detroit's going to win. What is your keys to victory for Detroit? And just in case y'all can't hear him, I have no idea. I'm probably going to repeat some of the key things he says.
Biggest key is just big man play, whether it's Duran again, whether it's Paul Reed, like just big man play, really. That's probably the biggest key.
Elaborate. He said big man play, whether it's Duran. He don't want to just say Duran because he don't want to put those eggs in the basket. But whether it's Duran, Paul Reed, he ain't mentioned his boy Stu. But you say big man play. Elaborate. What do you mean by big man play? Because Cleveland got 2 Twin Towers, so it's a double-edged sword to big man play.
It's like making sure like we don't get dominated by J.A. or Mobley and like getting rebounds. Like we have to get on the boards. Like whenever Duran rebounds well, we play well. So like we have we have to like just have at least one of them have like a really good game. Then my second.
I don't like all this wee shit I'm hearing, but it is what it is.
My second thing would probably be 3-point shooting, but like Duncan Robinson specifically, Cause like that past game, like you could tell we missed D-Rob, like not
This
having.
nigga probably the only person in the world that has given Duncan Robinson a nickname, D-Rob. Continue.
Actually,
Continue.
okay, but yeah.
Oh, I forgot he in Detroit, so yeah, he like B Rabbit now. So he got a nickname when he didn't have that nickname in Miami.
He did, Miami.
But in
It
Detroit
comes
he
from-
B
it comes from
Rabbit.
a
Go
YouTuber I
ahead.
watched.
Go
He called
ahead.
him D-Rob
Go
in
ahead.
a video.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
But yeah, so like just like, cause like we missed him a lot, game 5, so like shooting in general, cause like we just like especially this past game early on, like this game 6, we took a lot of threes early, like in the first, and I was kind of like, why are we shooting so many threes? That's not really like how we won, especially in the regular season. That's not like how we win games, like. So if we are gonna be shooting that like many threes, like we have to hit them, and like Duncan Robinson, you know, is a big part of that.
I like JB Bickerstaff. Kenny Atkinson is way more of my favorite coach of the two. And Kenny Atkinson is hands down out coached JB Bickerstaff in this series. Hands down. JB Bickerstaff is not making adjustments. What?
Kenny Atkinson's like crazy coach.
Yeah, I love Kenny Atkinson, but like I said, JB Bickerstaff is not making adjustments. But you gave 2 keys. You said big man play and making shots, making threes, which, like I just told him, 52.5%. You shoot over 50% and you hold your opponent to under 40%, you're probably gonna win.
And then the last is just like, I say not like like just people stepping up in general, like whether it be Toby, whether it be DJ Jenkins, just like not having Cade have to do everything, because like.
Well, you got to elaborate on that because Cade has to do everything, no matter what. I mean, people can step up. Like tonight, Tobias had a bad game, but it's his first time having a bad game.
Mm-hmm.
But Duncan was back, so they got that. Jenkins had a good game. Paul Reed was huge. And Duran finally played well. But this is their 3rd win. Like, there's people that step up somehow, some way, any night. But regardless, whether y'all win or y'all lose, Cade has to do everything.
Yeah, no, I'm just like, I don't want him to have to go like drop like 40 or another like.
Shit,
30.
I want him to drop 40.
I mean, I want to see it happen, but like, I don't want him to have to,
No, I know what
I don't
you're
want
saying.
him to like have to drop 40 just for us to win by 2 points.
No, I feel you.
Like that game against Orlando. Like I want like everybody like a big key is just everybody doing their job, everybody like stepping up, having big nights, and just like Cade can go have 20 something.
So everything you said so far has been offensively. So you feel like Detroit gonna be able to win this game just by playing good offense? What about defense?
Oh, got the best perimeter defender in the world, Nasor.
If he the best perimeter defender in the world, Spider should have never had 39 points and 30 something of them in a quarter or a half. Or matter of fact, he had 39 in that.
That
Like,
was
terrible.
bad. I don't know, like.
No, that's a part. That was JB fault. It was Azor fault. It was JB fault. I put it on Cade because Cade was out there getting cooked. But the problem is, I showed every single shot. Azor was nowhere to be found. Azor wasn't even taking the responsibility of the matchup. So that's my problem. And now, last game, he did good on Spider.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, if you would have did that in game 4, the series might be over by now. Y'all might have already won and be better than Detroit. So, you that good of a perimeter defender, that shouldn't happen.
But yeah, no, and like I trust Cade defensively. I trust like this part of rebounding, like getting defensive boards. Like that's like key with Duran and Paul, Isaiah Stewart, just like our bigs, making sure they do get the boards. Like I trust the team defensively. It's just like offense is like
So-
we can get stagnated on offense too many times. We can just have like the ball is just in Cade's hand, and like there's nothing happening around him. Nobody's like.
I mean, that's been all year.
Well, I mean, yeah, but it's
But
like
who Azor? I'm assuming you want him on Mitchell.
hmm
So who gonna do something with Harden?
Um,
Because like I
honest-
said the other night when Azor was running from Spider, Harden, Spider was cooking Cade, Duncan, and whoever else.
um, no, I trust, Cade and like Toby to be able to like switch on and off of Harden enough. But like, cause like I've always trusted Cade as a defender.
If you put Tobias on Harden, which Tobias he got some of that action on Spider too getting cooked, but if Cleveland got both their bigs and now giving up rebounding because
Mhm.
Tobias is going to be your second biggest player on the court 9 times out of 10.
I
But
just like honestly, as long as Duncan Robinson isn't on Spider or DJ if he starts again, but as long as like neither one's on Spider or Harden, then I'm okay.
the thing is, they're the shooting guards. One of them gonna probably have to be on Harden while the other one's on Spider. But my point the other night was Spider was cooking whoever, and Asor, he just was nowhere to be found. He was DOA. But like I said, I want Detroit to win, and I hope Detroit wins. Um, I can agree with some of his keys. I guess I can elaborate on. I think Spider is gonna have a bounce back game. He's now had 2 bad shooting games in a row, so I expect Spider to have a good game. Just don't know how great it will be. If it'll be good enough. Harden is gonna be interesting. Because, like I said, I don't think James played bad tonight. He just had a lot of turnovers. But it doesn't bother me because so did Cade. It balances out. But James and Game 7s, they don't go well together. So we'll see. Um, Gonna go to the West. San Antonio, they're in the championship. Move past Minnesota. 30-point victory. You know what? How can I see this series? Because what I told you earlier, I want to confirm. Pull up the series. The Minnesota Suns. I need every scope from that series. If I'm not mistaken, San Antonio won 3 games. 3 of these 4 games they won by 30. Okay, I am mistaken. Because they lost game 1. Hold on, no, I'm not. I'm right. I'm right. It was game 2. They won game 2, 95 to 133. And then they just won these last 2 games, 97 to 126 and 139 to 109. I told you. I knew I wasn't tripping. I knew I wasn't tripping. San Antonio just dominated a team who's been to the Western Conference Finals the last 2 years. This shit is scary because these niggas, they don't even they don't know what they're doing yet. Like, oh my goodness. Oh boy, Lakers, we got some shit. We got to do some stuff, bro. Cause San Antonio and Oklahoma City not going nowhere. I love that Ant went out shooting. I love it. I love it. He played 36 minutes. He took 26 shots. He only made 9 of them. He was only 4-7 at the line, 2-7 deep. But he said, if we gonna lose, we gonna lose with me yanking. You know what I'm saying? And he had to. Whew, I can feel the headache coming on. Julius Mumford DeAndre Randall. 3 points, my nigga. 3 points, my nigga. 1 of 8 from the field. Minus 34. 3 points. I'm not mad at the 7 rebounds because unfortunately Julius stopped rebounding this year. So 7 rebounds is actually straight. But 3 points, my nigga? That's sad. Like Julius went out down. He went out down bad. And Minnesota got to make some changes. If you once you get to back-to-back Western Conference Finals and lose, and then in the 3rd year you don't make it to the Western Conference Finals, and you see what OKC San Antonio is, Minnesota ain't got no choice. They got to make some changes. Because another thing is they've overachieved getting to the West Conference Finals. They've been a 6 seed. They were the 1 seed 2 years ago, I think. And then they've now dropped the last 2 years to the 6 seed. Minnesota got to make some changes. And unfortunately, it might have to start with Julius. Even Gobert, I mean, he played amazing, and you got to give it to him. I've never given Gobert any kind of credit because he's never been worthy of it. But he played amazing in that series against Joker. But in this series, like I said, I'm not good with this app this boy got. But in this series, Gobert was terrible. He was terrible. He had absolutely nothing for Wemby. I'm looking at an 11-13 game. That was his best. Which is a good, solid game for Gobert. But remember, he closed out the Denver series with 10, 13, and 8. You know, he only had 4 points in the game, but he had 15 rebounds in that game. 10 and 12. 17 and 10. Like, he was balling against Denver to a Gobert standard of whatever it looks like for Gobert to ball. He had a game with 4 steals in this game. And I think they won that one. Yeah, they did. 13, 7, and 3 blocks. They lost. 11, 13, they won. But in the last 2 games combined, like both games put together, 4 points, 8 rebounds. So yeah, some changes gonna happen in Minnesota. And they have to. So with 8 minutes left in the game, Minnesota almost at the Vikings. Minnesota was down by 35 points. Technically, it was really 33, but when they came out of the timeout, San Antonio went down and scored, so I'm going to just say it was 35. Minnesota lost, or they was down by 35. They lost the game by 30, but they were down by 35 with 8 minutes left. Finch throwing in the white towel, the white flag, taking Ant out. Ant goes up, and he's dapping up the coaches and the players of San Antonio, giving them their respect, as he said in the post game. I loved it. I have absolutely no problem with it. I heard Blake. I'm gonna rewind it so I can see what they were saying. Can you give me the little remote, Roku? I love it. I do believe like what they said. I don't know if I ever seen that with that much time left. That is something different to witness. But I mean, again, the white flag was waved. The game was over. You're down by 35. You're not coming back. I don't have a problem with it. I really don't. I don't have an issue with it because he was being taken out of the game, and this was just his way of, maybe after the game he don't want to stick around. So this was his way of going over there and showing love and giving respect. I wasn't mad at it. I wasn't mad at it at all. I'm not gonna kill Ant for that. It's interesting because it happened on a Friday night, so they might not talk about it on the Monday morning shows, but hopefully they do because they gotta talk about the series because you'll be talking about San Antonio OKC, and to talk about San Antonio OKC, you gotta talk about San Antonio beating Minnesota. So to talk about Minnesota, you gotta talk about Minnesota losing this game, and that's something to remember in this game, especially if it is that rare. You know what I'm saying? That maybe it hasn't happened before. But like I said, I have no problem with it, no issue with it whatsoever. I actually respected it. I thought it was a dope move on Ant's part, and I'm cool with it. I got nothing bad to say about Ant doing that. Nothing at all. It's different. You never seen it before, so that's why it's like a big deal. But I really have no issue with it. Castle. What did Castle end up shooting? 5 or 7 from 3. I saw that nigga hit 3 threes in a row in the second quarter. And they was just like practice threes. Just catch, set your feet, square up, got you, say out. Nobody was there. Like nobody was closing out. It was literally like he was just on the court by himself. And I knew then, yo, this nigga Stephon about to have a big game. And he did. 32, 11 boards, 6 dimes. Castle did his thing. You know, when they usually get a game like that out of Castle, they're hard to beat. D Fox had 21 and 9. Champagne 18 and 5. Couple steals. Wemby was resting. Wemby was chilling. He only had 19, 6, and 3 blocks. He didn't even really have to do nothing. Harper off the bench had 15. Cornette had 4 blocks off the bench. Like, just complete dominance by San Antonio. We got the Western Conference Finals that we wanted. San Antonio, OKC. I'm gonna take a look at those numbers during the season. I know San Antonio won 4 to 5 games. Of course, they played 5 because they met up in that tournament. But I'm gonna take a look at everybody's stats and I'll get back with y'all before game 1, hopefully. I do got some stuff that's about to be going on, so I'm gonna be a little bit more busy. But I'm gonna still try to give y'all as much of my time as I can. Yeah, I think all season we've said if anybody can beat the Spurs, if anybody can beat the Thunder, it's the Spurs. So we about to see. It's 3 teams right now who are looking like they're championship ready. They're ready to win a championship. And they are the 3 teams that are set in the conference finals. New York, San Antonio, and Oklahoma City. I don't think Detroit nor Cleveland looks like they're on those teams' levels. That doesn't mean Detroit nor Cleveland can't upset New York. I will still say Detroit nor Cleveland is going to upset anybody in the West. I'm going to stand on that. But, you know, I don't even see New York beating whoever in the West. I definitely feel like it's going to be San Antonio, OKC to win the championship, but I'm not going to just disrespect New York and say that they're playing for second place, basically. I'm not going to say that. But we got the Western Conference Finals that we wanted all season. Hopefully Detroit handles their business and give us the Eastern Conference Finals that we want, that we've been wanting all season. Game 7 is Sunday. I can't wait to see it. I hope it's a great one. Like I said, it's going to be interesting. James Harden in another Game 7. Spider coming off of 2 bad games. Even though he closed 1. It's going to be interesting. I appreciate you checking in with me. Stay tuned. We're going to be back soon. If I can give y'all some more content, like maybe some WNBA content. I know my boy Danny told me when it ain't no basketball on, can I give some hockey content? Yeah, okay. Sure. Homer Simpson on me. Mileage out, man. I appreciate you. JJ.